there are jailers, okay? There are jailers. They were handed the keys. And I don't want to get into who handed it to them because you're not going to believe it and you'll blow your brains out or you'll leave here going, now I know I've had too much from him. Because you all believed in these fairy tale stories that you've been given that have been passed down because, especially in these books that nobody's ever taught. Nobody's ever touched this. This was written by the hands of God. Nobody's ever touched this book. You actually believe that stuff. My God, you think about this. You think about this. You don't even know what's true. And everything that you believe in that's true is a lie. Unless you're having the perfect day. Unless you're rocking your world. Unless you have no diseases. Unless you know that you are an infinite light energy, electrical magnetic being, and that your imagination was your greatest gift from God Almighty. There it is. And as far as this family goes, guess what? They don't have to opt into my beliefs. And understand something. Would you call the majority of the population awake? I already said only 1 out of 10,000 are awake. And I'm not putting people down. But understand something. Hardly anybody wakes up until they're 50. And if you don't wake up by the time you're 50, you never wake up. And understand something. It was all plotted out. Because what you do is you work your ass off till 50, and then starting 50, you wake up and you want your health back, and you spend all your money and you give it back to them. The whole thing is a plot. Well, I'm just going to screw them up because I don't have to spend. I never spend my money with them. I don't buy their poison. I don't take their medication. I haven't been to a doctor for anything since I was 21. I won't need them for a car accident. I won't need them because I'm going to hurt myself. I love myself too much. What a selfish prick. He won't even hurt himself. You don't get this. But the reality is I am a light energy, electrical magnetic being, and I was created by God Almighty, and I'm going to act like it. And we are all created by the same creator, and you can believe in anything you want, but most of you have no faith, and then you're going to tell me that you have a certain faith and you're going to have a name on it. And I tell you, you have no faith. You have no faith in yourself. You have no faith in your healing. You have no faith in yourself. That is where it all starts. And that's not called selfishness. If you're not selfish enough to know how to connect to your breath, have a slight smile, and go for anything that you want, first and foremost, before anyone else or anything else, you just missed the boat anyway. And you're going to go, well, gee whiz, what a selfish prick. He's getting all our stuff. No, I'm not. There's so much. There's more. Everything you ever wanted is hanging right here. But because you're a sinner or you're a failure, you don't deserve it, you never get it. Think about your thoughts. Are your thoughts of deserving and that, a growing, a super conscious brain and that you deserve everything and you're going to honor and respect yourself first and foremost? You would have everything. Nothing can stop it. It's universal law. When you dumb yourself down, this is what you get. Mm-hmm. So no.
Thank you. That was the long answer.
Do you understand?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. And that's why I'm doing all the courses soon.
And what if you had a certain belief, it could be a religion or just a belief system, that you didn't deserve this time around. Okay? Like, let's say that, let me just tell you this. If you guys think you were bad, you should have been me. I've done it all. And I don't need your approval. I don't care what you think of me. That's none of my business. The reality is to come down on this planet and then have two parents that are adulterated. Well, that would be every parent. They didn't love themselves. They didn't care for themselves. Think about this. How would you like this one? My mother was a Roman Catholic. My father was a born-again Christian pastor, and he was a carpenter. Who was he trying to be? Okay? All right? Okay? And my mother, she became a raging alcoholic. And could you see this going on in this family? All right? And they both loved me to the best of their ability for what their beliefs systems would allow them. So I'm going to make sure that I have belief systems that will allow me to love every one of you. Boy, who's going to have a good day now? Huh? Who's going to have a day? Do you remember the last time you went, what? Remember that? And then at least you could have went over and spewed on the person. You know, at least let them know that they were the ones that ruined your day. What? Or at least get paid for it. Hey, you owe me $5. I'm so miserable. You know, get something out of it, for God's sakes. Yeah, think about that. So the reality is what if somebody doesn't have the belief system to be able to comprehend what you're trying to tell them? So don't get angry. Yeah, but hold on a second. It's my wife. It's my husband. It's my child. No, you don't get it. You don't get it. Everybody's down here. Everybody has different perception. Everybody has different belief systems, you know. I've got 4 adult children, you know. One of my adult children, okay, I've hung up on her every day, lovingly, every day this week. Because every time I do it, she has a tantrum. And I go, I love you. We'll talk again tomorrow. Take care, sweetie. I'm not going to get upset with her. She's allowed to have a tantrum. But I'm allowed to also leave the conversation. Because I don't want to get to a point where I don't love my daughter or like my daughter. Okay? So I choose to go, talk to you tomorrow. I'll give you a call around 3. And I do. And then we start all over again. Got to go again. Okay, but look we made it an extra 10 seconds. It's improving. But I'm not making a joke out of it. Because when somebody has a belief system, do you have the patience to love them anyway? No, you don't. You get angry. And you hurt yourself. And you hurt them. And that's why they're allowed to hurt us. We set ourselves up.
True.
Okay. So what if a certain family, their whole life was based on suffering? Would they be able to give it up? No. Yeah, you are addicted to the suffering because you're not addicted to the suffering. You're addicted to the program. What if that's all you ever knew? You know what? You're either passing down the family curse or the blessing. Which one? And most of you are passing down the curse. You're passing down the curse until you learn a new verse called, I love myself and care for myself. I will protect myself, respect myself, first and foremost before anyone else or anything else, so help me God. Because I can't give what I'm not. There. That's why.
Thank you, Darryl.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Anybody else? Going once, going twice, sold? Nobody? You don't have to come up if you don't want. Come on then. Here she comes. How are you?
I made it.
You made it.
I made it. I'm usually a scaredy
You know,
cat. I'm usually a scaredy cat.
You know, everybody at break said you wouldn't make it.
Hey?
Yeah,
Did they?
you proved it wrong.
Did they?
Yeah, they did.
I didn't even ask him.
Okay, you got to sit closer to me. Come sit closer to me, okay? There. Okay. All right, what do you want to talk about? I love your glasses.
Being a rebel.
Being a rebel.
Yeah.
She looks like a rebel, doesn't she?
Like, I've been a rebel all my life, but I've always got sucked into the system as well, if that makes sense. Like.
Well, that's because you love your family.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hold on a second. You can love your family and not get sucked in. No, I don't want to eat that. No, I don't want to drink that. No, I don't believe in that.
Yeah,
and then we don't go into the debate. There's no debate. You win.
Yeah.
You ask Lori. It's like this. People go, they want to get toe to toe on, and no. You're right. You win, because for you it's right, and you win. I'll be happy and you right. You win. That's it. Why can't we do that? Why do you have to win?
Yeah, you just have to.
You don't win. Be happy.
It's having a really strong spirit and just knowing that.
No, it's feeding your spirit. It's feeding your spirit.
Yeah.
But the only thing that you can feed your spirit is with self-love, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you got to go all out.
I've only learnt that in the last few years, but can I ask a question?
Show me self-love. There you go. See. Oh well, I don't want to embarrass myself. Or wouldn't want to do that.
What?
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question about genetic?
Okay. Go ahead. This
Disorders.
should be really good.
Just
Okay.
that,
There absolutely is
I've
no.
supposedly
There
got-
absolutely. Sorry. There absolutely is no genetic disorders. It's there. Okay, and I will challenge anybody out here, any scientist, any doctor.
Yeah.
Well, not a doctor because he's just going to go, yes, there is. Yes. No, everything is epigenetic. There is no genetic.
Yeah, it's an inner knowingness. It's an inner knowingness. Like they put labels on everything. Like they said, my son's got Fragile X syndrome, and I'm the carrier of that syndrome, and I gave it to them because one of my exes was bad. It was fragile.
You don't mind if I move away from you, do I?
How do I?
Well, I just don't want to catch it.
You can't catch it like that, but yeah.
Well, you don't know.
Well, I don't know. No, I don't.
Maybe it's a mutant. I feel an itch.
I don't know.
No.
But I feel
Oh no, that was a fart. Sorry.
But for females, they sort of don't have as many complications, so it's not
What?
like in males. Like my sons have got Fragile X syndrome, but because they got a Y as one of their
Okay,
chromosomes.
I'm not. No, this is
then-
not. No, it's not. No. Let me tell you something. I'm not saying that environment's not happening, but guess what? It is epigenetic, and guess what? You ever notice something? The condition never gets bad until we label it. Okay, until we tell the story over and over again.
Yeah.
So no, there's no such thing.
Yeah.
There is no such thing.
Yeah.
Now what are you going to do?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
What are you going to do now?
But they still need help, like at home. Like,
Well,
'cause
we all
otherwise
need
I
help.
have to do it all. Yeah, I know. I know we all need help, but like not on that level. Yeah.
Okay, why do you need help at home?
Well, my sons, like, they might go to the toilet and not wipe themselves properly, or they can't talk and they can't go out.
They?
Yeah, both of them. Yeah, I've got two.
Okay, but guess
But
what?
they're 24 and 21.
Yeah, okay, all right. And
It's different when they're kids.
and but they're right in the medical system, aren't they?
I don't touch the medical system.
But do they go to the medical system for anything?
Not now, no.
Okay, I know, but they did, didn't they?
Oh, years ago, but very briefly.
Yeah, but you only need to get a label, and then you get to read it, and then you get to be it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you the truth.
They don't even care, like, because they don't sort of talk about it or anything. Like, they're not.
Who doesn't care?
Well, my sons, they're just authentic. They're just who they are. Like, they can't be something when they're not. They can't believe somebody that tells them something.
Okay, let me just say this. If
I'd have to show
you
you
run
what
a
video it
program
was.
long enough and strong enough, you're going to become it, right?
Mm.
Did you ever notice the disorder gets worse?
Mm.
How many people take massive personal action to change something? Have your boys ever taken massive personal action to change their habits, to change who they are?
One of them seems like they might have, but he can't talk, so he can't tell me what he's like thinking or feeling or doing or
Why can't he talk?
expressing. That's part of the syndrome, apparently. Like, he just has
Did he-
trouble
was-
with speech. He can't.
Could he
have a
ever
fluent-
speak? Could he ever speak?
No, just like single words here and there, not a fluent conversation.
How old was he? When he was speaking, and then things got worse.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know. How old is he now?
Oh, he's 21.
And he's never spoke.
No, he's never spoke a conversation or anything. No.
Okay. So how was your relationship with the father when they were younger?
Yeah, not really good.
Okay, traumatic
looking now.
maybe? Traumatic? Huh?
Some of it was, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but he was already not talking at birth, like.
Oh yeah, but you have to understand something, and please, no, people aren't going to like this, okay? Okay, we're talking about a spirit, high vibrational spirit, coming into the womb. Heat on both sides of the vaginal because it's being terrorized.
Oh, that's why Josh didn't want to come out.
Okay, now, when the fetus has the cord wrapped around its neck once, twice, 3 times, it's trying to hang itself. I don't know what you really think, okay? And let's just talk about this. What was the emotional situation like with you and your husband before you got pregnant, then when you got pregnant, okay? Let me tell you. And then guess what? Why do you think each child has different about the pregnancy? Different situations, and that's it right there. They didn't come with those personalities, guys. They were created depending on the environment when they landed in the womb. Hopefully it wasn't a tomb, and that's already proven, but we won't talk about that because we don't want to lay guilt on parents, but it's not about laying guilt. This is why I've spent 5 years doing what's called the personal pain-free pregnancy, and it's an actual course we do. It's a 12-day course for couples that want to have children, or couples that have children that want to learn about how to love yourself, care for yourself, and then each other. Now, whether you want to believe this or not, the dysfunction is caused in the oven. If there's not loving in the oven, it's the vibration outside here. Okay? And that's what's going down. Okay? Yeah, but Daryl, the fetus can't speak English. Well, it picks up on all vibration. Are you going to tell me that when you walk into a room, you can't feel the difference between love and you shouldn't be in the womb or the room? How's that? You shouldn't be in the womb or the room. You want to get out? Let me tell you something. They can opt out. And understand something. Terrorize a fetus, okay, long enough and strong enough, and tell me it's not going to have emotional or physical disorders. Okay, where's the training? There is no training. Okay, you did what? You did home ec, right? Okay, you made brownies. Okay, we never really talked about the science of having babies. We talked about how to have the babies. We talked about crazy crap. We didn't talk about what happens when you get pregnant and that you need to have a peaceful, loving environment. We don't protect the spirit being when it comes. It gets terrorized. It gets poisoned. Yes or no?
Yes.
Right. And tell me, okay, oh God, this is how they got us. This is how they got us. You know, everybody when they go and they get pregnant, they don't know how to feed themselves or they don't know how to feed themselves. They don't know how to feed each other. They're totally stressed out over finances. Okay, usually the two don't even want to be together. It's the truth. The whole thing is it's a setup. We're telling you that there isn't an actual problem. I know there's a problem with your boys, but understand something. How often did you and your husband talk about their problem? How often did the boys be told they had a problem? How often was the energy in the house about the problem?
I didn't worry about the problem.
You didn't worry about it, but did anybody take massive personal action in the house to correct it? I'm not going to...
Yes and no.
Oh, gosh. Okay. It was a yes and no, mainly no, because you weren't trained on how to do it, were you?
I didn't ever look at it as something bad.
What bad?
I didn't look at it as something not, you know, I looked at them as...
I'm not trying
I'm
not trying to tell you that.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not trying to tell you that. But you were also made to believe that it's a dysfunction that was beyond your control and that you had no control over it and that you were actually guilty of giving it to them. I think that was enough, wasn't it? So what would you want to do? You'd want to suppress they're even like that. You wanted to suppress that you even gave it to them because what if I did? And you questioned yourself a lot on it, didn't you? Yeah. You see? Setup. So, where are we? What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, so I just need to find out how to help them now because
What do you mean, how to help them now?
they're
How long is it?
terribly
Look how long this has
overweight.
been going on. Huh?
One of them's terribly overweight, one's fairly overweight.
Okay.
I'm still overweight.
Yeah, and why are they overweight?
Eat too much bread
Yeah, and why is there bread in the house?
because I buy it.
Because you buy it. That's right. Okay. All right. So what else do they eat?